Okay, so this will be documenting my Alpha 15 playthrough on a single player. We start off in the desert in a hotel. I built an outpost next to there so I could loot the materials. Gonna bring up the map here, and you can see my main base is actually down south. And since this was the first game I ever played, I actually built my base exactly where I spawned, so it wasn't in a really good spot. So I built the outpost next to the hotel so I could loot stuff. That's another outpost. That's another outpost. And that's the hub city. So this playthrough will go through all the outposts and then the main base. So in this outpost base here, it's just a small little building with a bunch of loot. And then the standard dig down to bedrock with a furnace and workshop and other goodies down below. So this was the initial furnace in the outpost, and then I dug further down. Way down. Right, and then we have a little kitchen area, workshop. Chem station. And then a bunch of loot. And then you can see the furnace over here. Okay, and then it was pretty crazy, but I ended up digging a tunnel connecting this outpost base with my main base eventually. It took a pretty long time. I'd sunk a lot of hours into this world. So I'm just going to fast forward here as we travel through. And then here was basically where the two tunnels connected up. Alright, so we emerge in my main base. These are my mining tunnels. I built a few ramps here so I wouldn't get lost, and so the whole place wouldn't collapse. Alright, and then here's the main mining entrance, and then this goes all the way up to the main base. Yeah, so the main base started off as just a wooden cabin type thing. And then I eventually expanded it to be multiple floors. Right, so this is the ground floor. I died a lot of times here on Horde Night. I started off putting the chests on the roof so that the zombies wouldn't destroy them when they broke inside. Growing some mushrooms here, and then a bunch of loot. And then here on the second floor, originally I put a bunch of spikes in here because on Horde Nights this place would get overrun and I'd have to fall back to the second floor, and I would just lure the zombies onto the spikes. Alright, so that ladder up there leads to the ceiling, but I actually forgot to record that. I'm going to do a quick walk around the perimeter here. So this building here is my bike garage. Goal is to eventually connect that to the inside of my base. Outer perimeter is mostly concrete. You can see a walkway here where the zombies are supposed to run up here and then fall down into the spikes below. And there's spikes surrounding all of the outer perimeter. I've planted trees everywhere for easy wood harvesting. And then this is another little staircase that I can use to get inside the base, but which the zombies can't. And then, so here's my character really fast. And then some of the skills that I have. This was my first playthrough, and then Alpha 16 came out and then changed everything. In Alpha 16, I usually focus on the build and crafting skills, like armor smithing, weapon smithing, tool smithing. I'll have some videos with the Alpha 16 playthroughs soon. Yeah, alright, so now we're going to go to the various outposts, and then after that I'll show a Horde Knight at my main base. Yep, so this is just bringing up the map. We're going to be going around the lake, down to the hub city. Alright, so my first outpost is actually in the middle of nowhere. And I didn't really know what I was doing back then, so I just built one here next to this house, which really doesn't have anything useful in it. Alright, so here's my bike. It's pretty well upgraded. So this outpost, just another wooden block, and then with an underground section, with the eventual goal of connecting back to the main base. But then of course the Alpha 16 patch came out, so that never got finished. But the idea was, this was before I had a mini bike, so in order to travel to Hub City, I would stay here overnight before continuing on my path. Once I got the mini bike, there was really no reason for this place. Alright, so continuing onwards, we're headed to Hub City. And I built another outpost there right next to the trader. I didn't actually realize at the time, but if you build bases next to the trader and then you dig down, it actually causes glitches and then the trader doesn't show up anymore. So I had to use the console to spawn a trader here because the regular trader was no longer showing up. And the same thing, squat rectangular building with torches for ambiance. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, there's no sound effects here because when I was originally recording this, I was at a friend's house, so it was recording the conversation as well. Anyways, so this goes down as well, same deal, furnace and everything. My goal with this base was eventually to dig underground to Hub City as well, and then have tunnels exiting underneath Hub City so I could easily loot things. And then now we're down to bedrock. Plenty of food in here. Alright, and then this was my tunnel progress. This was a tunnel to dig back to the first outpost and then to the main base. You can see I got pretty far, but not that far. Alright, and then finally we'll end with Horde Knight. Yeah, you can actually see the timestamp on top there, so I'm actually traveling back in time because this was recorded before I recorded all that other stuff. Alright, so this is me surviving the zombies. Cue epic music. So yeah, you can see here that I'm struggling with the spider zombie. It's pretty bad. He eventually ends up teabagging me. And even though I'm hitting him with my sledgehammer, he still won't die. I'd been doing pretty well until this point. Alright, and then the Horde Night has ended. I'm just looking around to see if there's any more zombies left alive. And then at this point I just drop down and then survey the damage and start making repairs to the base. You can see the zombies did a lot of damage to the spikes in the walls. They degraded down from iron reinforced spikes all the way down to wooden spikes. And yeah, then it's just a matter of looting all the corpses, and that's it. Alright, thanks for watching the video.